You agree? But next day, I saw a very beautiful situation in the World Tea Science Congress in presence of a Chief Minister of Assam and the Jorhat administrative team. I saw in front of me the chairman of Tea Board, Mr. MGVK Banu, many of you may know, MGVK Banu, an IAS officer, giving the introductory speech to the participant of the World Tea Science Congress. Mr. Banu said, yesterday Dr. Kalam administered an oath to all the IAS and IPS officers, including myself. I would like to assure you, Dr. Kalam, that I have worked with integrity and succeeded with integrity during the last 24 years as an IAS officer, different parts of the state and the center. Now I am in the Tea Board. I was the secretary to CM of Assam. I would like to assure Dr. Kalam that I have tried to create a brand of moral uprightness in all my tasks. Shri Banu also mentioned that he was thinking for the whole night what he should be remembered for. Shri Banu said that he has developed a pledge for himself and he would like to be remembered for making India the largest producer of tea and largest exporter of tea in the world. Now we have slided down, but he wants to bring it back. I am very happy to share this unique experience of the person belonging to your tribe in different way, so that it will enable you to evolve yourself and shape your life in whatever task you will be doing. What you will be remembered for, you should write it on a page. That page may be a very important page in the book of human history, and you will be remembered for creating that one page in the history of the nation, whether that page is the page of invention, the page of innovation, or the page of discovery, or the page of creating a societal change, or a page of removing the poverty, or the page of fighting injustice, or a page of enhancing the biodiversity of the region, or a page in designing foolproof system in railway safety, or innovation in personal, financial, trade management. I'd be very happy if you could write this page and mail to me apj@abdulkalam.com, apj@abdulkalam.com, what I will be remembered for. If you write today and have a half a page, then I will correspond with you with suitable books. Now let me discuss an important aspect of human behavior, which is conscience. That is the foundation for all our behavior and action in our family life, social life, and professional life. What is conscience? Conscience is the light of the soul that burns within the chambers of our psychological heart, physiological heart. It is real as life is. It raises the voice in protest whenever anything is thought of or done contrary to the righteousness. Conscience is a form of a truth that has been transferred through our genetic stock in the form of a knowledge of our own acts and feeling as right and wrong. Now let us look at it, how important the righteousness in the heart. I have heard a hymn in spiritual centers in our country. Let me share with you. If you don't mind, will you repeat with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You are alert?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in the character. When there is beauty in the character, there is harmony in the home. Harmony in the home. When there is harmony in the home, there is order in the nation. When there is order in the nation, there is peace in the world. Friends, did you see? If you have one quality, beauty in the character is possible, harmony in the home is possible, order in the nation possible, and peace in the world is possible. What is that one quality? What is that one quality? Righteousness in the heart. Question is, who can give the righteousness in the heart? Can you guess? Can you guess? Righteousness in the heart, who can give? Up to age 20, 25, say. Guess. Who? Parents. Teacher. Parents, teacher. Parents, teacher. This is your answer. Yes? Any new answer? Yes, ourselves, yes. But actually, parents and teacher, you got 50 out of 100. Not by 100 by 100. Okay? Correct answer should be father, mother in a spiritual environment. Father, mother in a spiritual environment. And third one is primary school teacher, good primary school teacher. These are the three people can give you the righteousness in the heart. Father, mother in a spiritual environment and good primary school teacher. These are three people up to the age of 20. Easily they can give righteousness in the heart. Afterwards, a bit difficult. So friends, achieving a good governance and great society, the starting point, righteousness in the heart. I am happy that the important aspect of righteousness, honesty, selflessness and integrity are embedded in the curriculum of this foundation course. I understand your course, you are studying that. Since all of you will be taking responsible assignments in government, I would like to present two role models whom you can follow the developing the characteristics of passion to realize the vision and the leader who has courage to take decision. I am giving you two examples. One is passion to realize the vision. Vision you can have, but you must have a passion to realize the vision. Another leader who has courage to take decision. I am going to give you two examples. Now let us look at the passion to realize the vision. First, let me describe to you an example of how passion to realize the vision has facilitated the successful and on-time implementation of a $3 billion metro rail project by a managing director of a public sector organization. The Delhi Metro Rail project has given to the nation the potential of executing a fast transportation system using high technology with reliability through a time-bound mission mode operation. Delhi, the capital of the country with over 20 million population, has the distinction of having a world-class metro rail with frontline technologies. Delhi, the work on the metro rail commenced on 1st October 1998, and the first phase with 3 lines covering 66 kilometers has been completed by December 2005. Today, all the route length created by Delhi metros about 190 kilometers. Every day, metro handle average movement of 2 million passengers. Delhi Metro Rail Corporation has brought to the country the most advanced rail technologies for the first time. Here is a leader who has the passion for excellence. The notable gain to the country are lightweight stainless steel, sleek modern trains with pneumatic springs, regenerative braking public information display, wide vestibules and automatic doors. The sophisticated coach technology, which was not available in the country so far, has been transferred to Bharati Earth Movers Limited, Bangalore, which is now assembling these trains with the progressive indigenization. BEML is now in position to supply train set needed for phase 2 of Delhi Metro Rail project and meet the requirement of metros coming up in other cities of the country. Mr. E. Sridharan, the Managing Director of Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, has ensured that all the scheduled sections were completed by the target date or before within their respective budget through his program management skills. The dedicated and transparent leadership packed up with professional competence of Mr. Sridharan has given to the nation one of the best transportation systems of the world at the most economic cost. He is the recipient of the many national and international awards. Also, he is in demand for undertaking countries of the world which has politely declined due to preoccupation which committed in Indian programs. Friends, why I am saying that, one day I will talk some of you about you. I can assure you, what you will be remembered for, if you successfully do, I will talk about you also. Now, I am going to talk to you something. Leader has the courage to take decision. Most of our problem today, there is no courage to take decision. Okay, whether in politics, science, technology, administration, tax management, railway, anywhere, that we need a courage to take decision. I am going to give an example. This example, if you closely watch what I am going to say is nation, the leaders who are behind it are, they have got a unique quality. Nation is bigger than any individual, society or political party. Repeat with me, nation is bigger than any individual, society or political party. How many of you believe in this idea? How many of you? How many of you believe in this idea? Then you will become a great leader. All of you will become the great leader. Friends, I still remember a scene during May 1996. It was 9 o'clock at night. I got a call from then Prime Minister's house that I should meet the Prime Minister Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao immediately. I met him. At that time he was the Prime Minister. I met 1996. I got authorization to go ahead with the test. DRDO, DIET must be ready for action. Of course, the election result was quite different from what he anticipated. So I was busy in Chandipur missile range next day. I got a call saying that I must immediately meet the Prime Minister designate Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji with Narasimha Rao ji. I witnessed, carefully watch what I am saying. I witnessed a unique situation. Sri Narasimha Rao ji, the outgoing Prime Minister, asked me to brief the details of nuclear program to the Sri Vajpayee ji, so that smooth takeover such a very important, national important program can take place. This incident revealed the maturity and professional excellence of a patriotic statesman who believed that the nation is bigger than the political system. Of course, of taking over as a Prime Minister in 1998, the first task given by Sri Vajpayee ji to me was to conduct the nuclear test at the earliest. Both these leaders had the courage to take difficult decisions boldly, even though the consequence of such decisions have great national and international significance. So friends, this I would like to share with you, so that courage is one of the unique quality in management. Courage is one of the unique quality in administration. Courage is the one unique quality is a political system. So I hope when you go out of this campus, you will go with the two great qualities. One is a passion for whatever you are doing, the another one, courage to take decision. Now friends, I am going to share with you some interaction with civil service officers training at Mussoorie. Now I talked to the civil service officers about creative and innovative leadership and evolution of a better world. After the session, some unique questions were raised by the participants which highlight the opportunities and challenges in governance faced by the nation's highest level of bureaucracy. I thought of sharing them with you and get your views on them. I asked the young officers to find how they can be a creative leaders who can pioneer great missions in life. After the lecture of 1 hour, one young lady officer got up and asked, Dr. Kalam, the bureaucracy is trained and known for maintaining status quo. Bureaucracy, Dr. Kalam, the bureaucracy is trained and known for maintaining a status quo. In this context, how can I be creative and innovative? Another young officer said, Dear sir, right now at the start of our service, we are all ethically upright and resolute for integrity. We all want to work hard and make a change. But in a decade's time, in spite of our surroundings, how do I still maintain the same values with enthusiasm? It will be in your mind also, these questions will come, is it not? Yes or no? Okay. To these questions, I reply, the young officers entering into governance have to determine long-term goal for which they will be remembered. This goal will inspire them at all time during their career and help them overcome the problem. I told them that the young bureaucrats of the nation have to remember that when they take a difficult mission, there will be a problem. Problem should not become our captain. We have to defeat the problem and succeed. Another young officer asked me, Dr. Kalam, just now you administered an oath. I work with integrity and succeed with integrity. You also took a oath now. But the political system and the seniors who are corrupt would definitely put pressure on the young bureaucrats to compromise on their ethical standard. How can we tackle this problem? This guy asked me, because I gave the oath, I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. He asked me a fantastic question. Now I am posted in the wild system, and how do I can be a pure, how can be ethical if the system is bad? What is the answer? You have an answer. I thought about this problem, which is very pertinent and practical. I responded recalling my own experience. But what is my experience? I have 50 years of government experience, nearly half in ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, another half in Defense Research and Development Organization. Both organizations I had a highest position possible, and also both organizations I handle lot of money I handle. But I want to tell you, in 50 years time, I not experienced anyone come to me asking any favor, higher up or lower up. Now the question is, how is it possible? In this difficult world, how is it possible? That means you have to build a brand around you. Each one of you has to build a brand around you. That brand is called brand of integrity. Once you build it, you have to face a problem. There will be number of transfers, even the delayed promotion. But the brand is going to save you. For example, it happened in one place. There's a district magistrate. He was posted out because he was very honest. But the election commission, looking for an honest person, he was posted back to the same area. He did a fantastic action in the election. He is a very famous bureaucrat today. So what I'm saying, if you build a brand around you, that brand will protect you from all sides, whatever happens. Some transfer will be there or some delay in the promotion, but the brand of integrity is finally you will become the winner. So friends, working with integrity leads to sustainable growth to the nation. How is it possible? We need to have a national ethics for sustainable growth and peace. Where from it starts? We need to have a national ethics for sustainable growth and peace. Where it from starts? Number one, our nation has to have ethics in all its tasks for our sustainable economic growth, prosperity and peace. If nation is to have ethics, society has to promote ethics and value system among all its constituents. If society is to have ethics and value system, families should adhere to ethics and value system. If families have to get evolved with ethics and value system, parenthood should have inbuilt ethics. Parental ethics come from great learning, value-based education and creation of clean environment that leads to righteousness in the heart, which you all recited just now, righteous in the heart. I am sure the training and the education system at National Academy of Direct Taxes nurtures ethics and value system among all the trainees, particularly the members of the foundation course who are commencing their professional career today. At this stage, let me recall Maharishi Patanjali, 2500 years ago, Maharishi Patanjali said, when you are, he said, quote, when you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bounds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction. And you find yourself in a new, great and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties and talents come alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than ever you dreamt yourself to be. 2500 years back, Maharishi said. So friend, let me once again congratulate all the participants of 86th Foundation course and other trainees. My best wishes to all the members of National Academy of Direct Taxes, success in their mission of developing quality human resource for public service and governance. May God bless you all, friends. Now, if you are not tired, you will take oath? Yes, yes? You can sit down, take it easy and repeat with me. I am proud to be a member of the Central Services. Wherever I am posted, I will work for improving the economic condition of the area in my charge. Will you do it? Wherever I am posted, I will create a user-friendly atmosphere and ensure at least plantation of 100,000 trees and sustenance. You know 100,000, what does it mean? One tree, you will be posted somewhere 3 years or 5 years. The whole schools belong to you, all the school students. Each one plant a tree. Then what does it mean? One tree, a mature tree, absorbs 20 kg of carbon dioxide, lets out 12 kg of oxygen every year. Based on my knowledge of the region, I am posted. I will study core competence of the region.